Hey everyone, welcome to this deep dive. We're going to explore a topic that's, well, it's pretty fascinating. Why is aluminum the top choice for building humanoid robots?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, right?
We'll be looking at this article called, Why is Aluminum the First Choice for Humanoid Robots?
Ah,
So get ready to discover some really cool facts about how this common metal, the kind we see every day,
right.
is actually revolutionizing cutting-edge robotics.
It is fascinating. You know, when you think about robots,
Yeah.
you picture those sleek, futuristic machines,
Hmm.
but we don't often stop and think about what they're made of.
Right. It's true. What makes them move, what makes them so strong or light, all that.
Exactly. And that's where this article comes in. It really dives deep into, the reasons why aluminum is such a good fit. Turns out the material you choose is like super important when you're designing a robot.
Oh, yeah, I bet. I bet it affects everything.
Totally. It impacts how smoothly it moves, how much power it needs, how long it lasts, how precise it can be, like with its movements.
So when we say aluminum is well suited for robots,
Yeah.
what specifically makes it stand out? What are its best qualities?
Well, one of the biggest factors is weight. Aluminum is super lightweight. Like, if you compare it to steel, it's about a third of the density.
Wow.
This means robots can move more easily, use less energy, and their batteries last longer.
Which is that's crucial for real world robots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they run out of power quickly, that's not very helpful.
Absolutely. Imagine a search and rescue robot that can operate for hours longer because it's made with a lighter material. Could be
Yeah.
a lifesaver.
Yeah, for sure.
Ugh.
For sure. Okay, so lightweight makes them efficient and agile.
Right.
But robots also need to be strong, right? Especially if they're going to be out in the world lifting things, moving around.
Oh, definitely. And that's the amazing thing about aluminum. It's both. It's lightweight and strong. It has what we call a high strength to weight ratio.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it can handle all the stress and movement without being like super bulky and heavy.
It's like, I don't know, like a gymnast.
Yeah,
Strong and powerful, but also super light and graceful.
that's a great comparison. You need that for the robot's frame, the skeleton that's going to support everything else.
Okay.
And then all the moving parts, the joints and the motors, those have to be durable. They got to be able to move constantly without wearing down.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that's why we see those robots doing those really smooth, precise movements. The ones that can do parkour and even delicate stuff like surgery.
Exactly.
But there's got to be more to it than just moving well.
Oh, there is.
What about the robots that have to work in really challenging environments?
Well, that's where aluminum's other superpowers come in.
Okay, superpowers, I like it.
So think about a robot working in a factory, maybe outside. It gets hot.
Yeah.
Aluminum is great at conducting heat, so it doesn't overheat.
So it's got a built-in cooling system.
Pretty much. It's really important, especially for robots working in hot places or doing things that generate a lot of heat.
That's cool, literally. Okay, what else?
It's also naturally corrosion resistant, so it's not going to rust easily.
Even if it's humid or wet outside.
Exactly. Perfect for outdoor robots, wet conditions, even sterile environments like hospitals.
Wow. So we've got strong, light, can handle heat, resists corrosion.
Yeah.
It's like the multi-tool of robot materials. What else could you ask for?
Well, there is one more thing, and it's a big one these days. Remember how we talked about sustainability?
Mm-hmm.
Aluminum is incredibly recyclable. And here's the best part. You can recycle it over and over, and it doesn't lose its properties.
Really? That's amazing.
You can keep making new robots without sacrificing quality.
Okay, now that is impressive. So not only is it perfect for building these high-performing robots, but it's also good for the environment. It's like a win-win.
Exactly. And from a practical standpoint, recycled aluminum is very cost-effective.
Oh, that makes sense.
Helps to keep the cost of building robots down. That's going to be huge as robots become more common.
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds like aluminum isn't just shaping the robots themselves, it's shaping the whole robotics industry.
You got it. And that brings us to what this article is really getting at. You see, all these properties we've been talking about, they're not just theoretical. They're really important for building robots that are more efficient, capable, and adaptable.
Okay, I'm really curious now. How does this aluminum magic, how does it work in actual robots? Does the article give any examples?
It does. They talk about the Unitree Robotics G1.
Okay.
This is a humanoid robot with something like 23 to 43 aluminum-based joint motors.
Wow.
And these motors, they're built with aluminum, and they allow for incredibly fluid, almost human-like movements.
So those videos you see of robots doing backflips and dancing, That's aluminum in action.
That's it. Aluminum's lightweight and strength make those smooth, precise movements possible.
That's so cool. Okay, what's the other example?
They also talk about the ZongQing SE01. This one has a frame made entirely of aerospace-grade aluminum.
Aerospace grade. What's the difference between that and like the aluminum in a soda can?
That's a great question. Aerospace-grade aluminum goes through a special process to make it even stronger and purer. It's perfect when weight is a really big deal.
So basically, it's superpowered aluminum.
You could say that, yeah. It's ideal for something like a robot that needs to be both strong and light to perform at its best.
Makes sense.
So the ZongQing SE01, with its special aluminum frame, it can move really quickly and accurately without, falling apart.
It's amazing. It's incredible to see how aluminum is being used to like push the limits of what robots can do, and it feels like we're just scratching the surface.
Absolutely. We're going to see a lot more innovative uses for aluminum as robotics keeps advancing. It's versatile, it's strong, light, sustainable, really the ideal material for the robots of the future.
Yeah, and it's not just shaping the robots, it's shaping how we think about designing and making them. It's like a reminder that sometimes the most revolutionary stuff comes from the materials we see every day.
Absolutely. It makes us rethink the potential of materials like aluminum and find new and creative ways to use them.
Who would have thought that the humble soda can might hold the key to, robots of the future?
There's so much more we can talk about, but why don't we pause here for a second? We can come back and dig a little deeper.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
What are like your main takeaways from this first part of our aluminum journey?
Well, it's clear that aluminum's unique properties, they're changing the game for robotics.
Uh-huh.
Lightweight, strong, durable. It's perfect for robots that need to move gracefully and efficiently. And of course, we can't forget about sustainability. Highly recyclable without losing its properties makes aluminum a real winner for environmentally conscious manufacturing.
It's incredible. Aluminum is helping to make robots not just more capable, but also more sustainable and easier for people to get.
And that's the exciting part. This is only the beginning. We're just starting to understand what aluminum can really do in robotics.
Well, on that note, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll keep exploring this incredible world of aluminum and robotics. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive into aluminum and robotics. Before the break, we were talking about how aluminum is kind of a game changer for robots.
It is, yeah.
But, nothing's perfect, right?
Right.
I'm curious, are there like any limitations to using aluminum in robots?
That's a good point. Every material has its strengths and weaknesses. Aluminum's no different. The article actually talks about some of the challenges.
Okay, let's talk about that. What are some of the like trade-offs we need to think about?
Well, one thing is strength.
Oh,
Even though aluminum is strong for how light it is, it's still not as strong as steel.
that makes sense. So for robots that need to be really strong, like lifting super heavy things in a factory, maybe steel is still the way to go.
Exactly. Like in construction or mining, those robots need to be tough, able to handle big impacts. Steel might be better there.
Gotcha. So it really depends on what the robot is going to be doing.
It does. And then there's the cost.
Yeah, true.
Even though recycled aluminum can be pretty affordable, some special types of aluminum or complicated ways of making things with it, that can get expensive.
Right, right. Especially if you're making a lot of robots.
Exactly. So it's a balance,
Oh,
Performance, cost, sustainability. You have to think about all of it.
it's complicated.
It is. And then you've got all the research that's happening. Scientists are always trying to make aluminum alloys better.
Like even stronger, lighter, more, what's the word?
Versatile.
Yes, versatile. There's always room for improvement, right?
Definitely. For example, researchers are looking for ways to make aluminum more resistant to wear and tear.
Oh, interesting. Because even though it's durable, I imagine it can still get scratched or dented.
Of course, especially for robots working at a tough spot, bumping into things all the time.
Right, or around like rough materials.
Exactly. As robots get more advanced and do more difficult things, the materials have to keep up.
Yeah, it's like a race. Robots are getting better and the materials have to get better too.
That's a good way to put it. It's
Yeah.
exciting to see what's going to happen next.
Speaking of what's next, I remember the article talked about aluminum and mass production. What's that all about?
Oh, yeah. Remember how we talked about how easy it is to work with aluminum
Mm-hmm.
and how well it works for mass production?
Yeah.
Things like die casting and CNC machining.
Yeah, those techniques that let you make really precise, complex parts, the kind you need for robots.
Right. Aluminum is perfect for those techniques.
Mhm.
Manufacturers can pump out high-quality parts super fast. That's really important as more and more people want robots.
Makes sense. So as robots become more common in factories, in our homes, aluminum is going to be key to making them affordable.
Exactly. And that ties back into sustainability, too,
Oh yeah, how so?
because you can recycle aluminum again and again.
It cuts down on waste, makes robot production better for the environment.
You got it. So choosing aluminum for robots isn't just about its strength and lightness, you know?
Yeah, it's bigger than that.
It's about creating a future where robots are not just advanced, but also sustainable and something everyone can afford.
Like, it's making robots more accessible to everyone.
Exactly. Who knows, maybe someday we'll all have our own aluminum robot helpers.
I like the sound of that. But seriously, it's amazing to think about. It's not just about the robots themselves, it's about the materials that make them possible.
It is. It shows how clever humans are, how we can take something we see every day and use it to create these amazing new technologies.
Like aluminum. I mean, who knew the stuff soda cans are made of would be so important for robots?
You never know where the next big breakthrough is going to come from, right?
This has been a great conversation. We've learned a lot about aluminum and how it's shaping the future of robotics.
It's been fun talking about this with you. And before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Oh, I like that. What you got?
Well, if aluminum, something we thought we knew, can be so important in this cutting-edge field, what other ordinary materials might have extraordinary potential in robotics?
Whoa, that's a good one. It makes you think outside the box, look at things in a new way.
Exactly. There are so many possibilities out there just waiting to be discovered.
I love it. All right, well, on that note of exciting possibilities, we're going to wrap up this part of our deep dive. Stay tuned for the final part where we'll share some final thoughts and give you a challenge to keep exploring this awesome topic. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into aluminum and robotics. It's been a wild ride, exploring all the amazing things aluminum can do.
It has. I think we've definitely proven that aluminum is more than just an ordinary metal.
Right. And before the break, you left us with this awesome question. If aluminum, something we thought we knew, can be so important for robots, what other unexpected materials are out there?
It's a question I keep coming back to. When you think about what robots need, materials that are light but strong, it makes me think about all the cool stuff happening in other fields, like aerospace engineering.
Oh, right. They're always pushing the boundaries with materials.
Exactly. They're developing these advanced composites, super strong, super light.
Like carbon fiber, stuff they use in airplanes.
Yes. Imagine that being used to build robots.
Whoa.
We could have robots that are even lighter and more agile than the ones we have now.
They could move so fast, do all sorts of crazy things.
And use less energy, too. And then there's bio-inspired materials.
Bio-inspired?
Yeah, like scientists are looking at nature, things like spider silk, butterfly wings.
Wow.
They're trying to create materials that have those same amazing properties.
So you're saying we could have robots with wings made of, like, artificial spider silk?
It's possible. It could lead to robots that are more adaptable, tougher.
Like they could heal themselves if they get damaged.
Exactly. Think about how much money that could save on repairs.
That would be game changer. But wouldn't those materials be, like, ridiculously expensive?
Well, yeah, at first. But as with anything new, the price usually comes down as we figure out better ways to make it.
Makes sense. What about 3D printing? That seems like it could be huge for robots.
Oh, absolutely. 3D printing is already changing how we make things, and it has huge potential for robotics. Imagine designing and printing robot parts whenever you need them.
So instead of making a bunch of the same robots, we can make custom robots, each one designed for a specific job.
Exactly. And remember how we talked about aluminum being great for mass production?
Yeah.
Well, it also works really well with 3D printing.
So aluminum could be a big part of that too.
I think so. It seems like we're entering a whole new world of robotics, where robots can be customized and do things we never thought possible. But it's important to think about the bigger picture, too.
What do you mean?
Well, as robots become more advanced and we start using them more and more, we have to make sure we're using them responsibly.
Right, like what happens to people's jobs? What about privacy?
Exactly. We need to make sure robots are used for good and that we're prepared for the changes they'll bring.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. But it's an important conversation to have.
Well, this has been an amazing journey. I feel like I've learned so much about aluminum and robots.
Me too. It's really fascinating to see how something we use every day can be so important for cutting-edge technology.
It just goes to show you never know where the next big discovery will come from.
That's the beauty of science and human ingenuity, always exploring, always pushing the boundaries.
And to our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed it and maybe even learned a thing or two about aluminum and the future of robotics. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to discover the next big thing that changes the world. Until next time, keep on learning.